So it's officially turning spring this week on the calendar, and it's actually spring break for Bob and my daughter, so they're home this week. So I actually, in my mind, had some plans for projects to do outside, but it was like -12 last night. It is not feeling very spring-like outside right now. I think it's going to get warmer later in the week. But so I've kind of switched. I'm distracted a bit with some spring cleaning in my house. I've been watching a YouTuber who's talking about just simplifying the stuff you have, and I'm notorious for keeping way too much stuff. And so I thought I should take those lessons from her and maybe apply it to my seeds storage, because just my seeds in general, I have so many. And now I thought, oh, I thought I had it down to like a couple main boxes. And then I came to the garage and I have, there's more seeds here. I actually think there's a few packages there. And then I was in the barn doing chores and I found some more seeds in the barn. So they were out all winter. I don't know. I'm still going to try and seed them and see. So my goal is just to simplify my seeds. I had 2 shopping carts on my computer with seeds ready to buy, and I've stopped because I thought maybe this year I should just grow the seeds I have. Hopefully a lot of them are still good, and those that are like from 2020, 2021, I'm just checking. I'm just checking, because obviously, so she says, this cleaning lady says, do you use it this week? Do you use it this month? Is this something you're going to use this year? Are you going to use it this season? Now she's talking about stuff in your kitchen and your bathroom and in your bedroom, but I'm looking at my seeds, and is it something I'm going to, like, did I grow it last year? Am I going to grow it this year? Realistically, am I going to grow it this year? So I'm trying to be harsh and checking a lot of my seed packages, especially my old ones that I haven't grown, obviously, for 3 or 4 years. Okay, so we are ending the week a little bit more spring-like. I'm actually working out here without gloves on, and my hands are a bit cold, but it's not too crazy. It was much nicer when the sun was out, but I think that's all the sun we're getting today. But on my quest to clean up my seeds, I put this much. I still hear some in here, but I think most of these are empty, and I ran out of room in that row, so I have a bit more seed left to go. I really have to walk around here. I haven't spent a lot of time out here this winter, and I don't really know what my plan is, where stuff is going where. So that will have to be next week, because I need to get more rows ready to get planting in sooner than later. But how nice to enjoy somewhat spring weather here, and to see life in my rows. It was so nice to walk around, and some of the daffodils and allium are popping out of the ground. The perennials are showing some greenery. I haven't peeked under my dahlia experiment because I'm a little bit nervous about that. It's very wet out here, so there's a good chance they're rotting if they didn't freeze this winter, but I'll just wait a little bit before we look under those tarps. And the cover crop has germinated. I wasn't sure because I put some of it in really late after I dug up the dahlias, like into some of the rows in early November. But yeah, it looks like every row has some popping up. Not too thick right now, but I think that will improve over the next couple months. But this row here is the larkspur that I seeded last fall, and it is all coming up. So super exciting. I have to see now whether I can keep it weeded and we can get some decent stems out of here. But I think a 50-foot row of larkspur should be pretty exciting come, I think July, end of June, July. I can't remember when it blooms, but anyways, I put in some of the older seed in this other row. I filled in with some nigella and orlaya and bupleurum. And it's, again, I don't know if it's fresh seed or old seed, so we'll see if any of it germinates. I can't believe how fast this week has gone by. And I think partially because Bob and my daughter have been home because of spring break. So super fun. We did a few other things, just not a normal week here on the farm. So in between activities, I did do some seeding, not a ton of work in the barn and not a ton of work out here, but there is lots of work to do. Spring, I feel like, whether the weather wants to be spring-like or not, I have to get out here and start getting this field ready for planting and for things really taking off. But yeah, one big job is the peonies are popping out. They're showing life. They're popping up. And I really wanted to get compost on all of them. And I don't know if that's going to happen because that's a huge job. But maybe I can get some of them done before they really come out of the ground. And these are the peonies I dug up last fall to plant this spring, and they have life in them too. There must have been a vole or mole in there because Walter was digging in the crates trying to find something. So hopefully he didn't damage too much, but I am seeing some eyes. So we got to get them in the ground and then get some rows ready for planting in a couple weeks because it's almost April. It's crazy, it's almost April. But I'm ending the week with some new rain boots, which is super fun. My feet are still dry after working out here this morning. And a new coat, a coat that zippers, and it's supposed to be rainproof, so hopefully this will keep me dry this season if I'm working out here while it's spitting or raining. So, and I found 2 birdhouses. So it was a year ago that I made some birdhouses with my family. I didn't get them all put up, so I really have to do that in the next couple of weeks before the birds come back. But these were like super cute and not very expensive. So I'm gonna see if I can find a spot for them in my field too. So super fun week. No more messing around though. Next week we're gonna put in some longer days and see if we can really get on top of my cleanup and some work out here in the field. So I hope you had a good week, and I'll see you again next time.